What's up, everybody? This is Cameron Forbes, and you are hanging with my man Rob at Front Row Live.
Cameron, what's up, dude? I'm really loving your voice. You have this like cool, soothing, like incredible voice that I like. What's the process of kind of discovering that kind of sound and that way of singing that you do?
Oh, you're so kind. It's interesting. I actually didn't start singing until I was in high school. So I wasn't one of the kids that grew up singing in church, although I really wanted to. It took me a longer time to figure out like who I am as a singer. And that came from just studying really good vocalists, Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway. These are all influences. And on this project in particular, I wanted to kind of experiment with like my falsetto, like my low range. So the way that I kind of structured it, it starts high, and then by the end of the album, it goes low, just so I can kind of just explore my range.
Yeah, I feel like you take us on this like wild ride with your vocal ranges, and that's one of the things that kind of sticks out with this EP. Before we really dive into it, like I want to know that transition period of kind of discovering yourself as an artist when you're coming from being a songwriter for other artists. So what was that kind of development process like for you, and like how did you know, like what was the moment that you knew like this is your sound, this is who Cameron is?
Yeah. I mean, to be clear, like I had moved to LA to be an artist, but songwriting for me was it's the part that's most important when it comes to music, in my opinion. Like, you don't have anything without great songwriting. So, like, I used my opportunity to work with artists and just get better as a writer so that when I felt ready to shift, I could write songs that were technically and melodically great. And the shift is that I did a lot of self work, just really thinking about who I am outside of music. And when I got clear on that, I was able then to just pair the two. And that's the biggest shift is as a writer, you're going in and helping someone else tell their journey. But for me, it's like, okay, I had now the confidence to write about my own.
But how do you, at the same time, like how do you discover your own lane, your own sound? I feel
Yeah.
like the fact that you write with other people or for other people, their
Yeah.
sound might influence you in one way or another. But
Of course, honestly, I don't worry about it. I don't worry about like what it needs to sound like. I just write from the heart and it just comes out. So like when I think about the genre specific thing, that doesn't even like cross my mind. And like on the project, it's like there's no one genre because like in my humble opinion, the song and the melody carries everything you need to have. And then the producer will come and color it in whatever way is best for the song. So like to answer your question, I'm still exploring and I'm just staying true to myself. I don't have an answer for that. It's just like discovering as I go, like what feels best. And that's the best part is like the feeling really is the most important part.
I feel like a song like White Shoes kind of gives us the listener an idea of that self-discovery process. I feel like you opened up with that on that track. But throughout this EP, Back to Me EP, I feel like you've opened up a lot to your audience. So that level of vulnerability, was it something that you felt was, naturally happened and naturally came out of you?
Yeah,
Because now
great
you were
question.
finally able to write about yourself? Or do you feel like it was harder to write it because now for the first time you're not having to blanket another artist in front of you?
Right. Both. In essence, both. Yeah, it's very hard to just like be vulnerable and to do that by yourself because a lot of the top lines I wrote, just like really being honest about who I am, it's really difficult. It's like you journal and then you put your journal out for people to see. But um I think that what I have gravitated towards and the artists that I really respect and admire do that. And beyond the music, it's like I really feel life is about being vulnerable, like and allowing yourself to be seen and see others. So like if I'm not doing that in my art, then what the hell am I doing? So it was difficult, but my secret weapon has always been journaling. Like that's been the tool that's allowed me from the age of 9 until now to just have a practice of vulnerability. So it wasn't as difficult to take from what's on the page into song. Now to sing it and then be out in front and doing the interviews, that's another story. But yeah, the writing part, that's the fun part is that I have just free reign over everything.
And at the same time, journaling obviously like helps you release whatever tensions, demons, whatever you're going through. It makes you kind of remember those times, find a way to fix them sometimes, or sometimes
Yeah.
it's just like a way to kind of release them and not have to express them to the world, right? But at the
Yeah.
same time, while doing this, but and particularly with this EP, like what did you find? What did you find out about yourself that you didn't really know about yourself prior to this EP?
Hmm. Great question. I really think that I can create and I'm so capable of so much that I'm not even aware of. Like 2.5, 3 years ago, if I could tell you that I would be releasing a project, have 4 music videos, have been able to fund it, have manifested a team at a time where I felt so like lonely and not sure what to do in the industry, knowing that I have a gift, like I would say you're crazy. Like so like I think this has taught me like I really do have everything I need within me and around me because I found producers and made friends with people who wanted to work. And I found people who believed in my story. I should say we found each other. And, now I have distribution and I'm at the very beginning, but it makes me feel like I'm where I'm meant to be.
That's awesome. And I guess to close us off, like, what would you say was your proudest moment with this record?
mm, finishing it. uh, because it's just, woo, man, Rob. Funding it. Um, Honestly, my favorite part is sharing it with people. Like before it was out on Spotify, I would just have a couple of friends over. I would play it for people and I would just sit kind of tucked away in the corner when it was all done. And I would just kind of experience people experiencing it for the first time. And that to me is like, wow, I did something that makes people feel something. That's why I do what I do. And please save that so that when I don't feel like that, you can send this to me on the dark days. But no, I'm so blessed and so grateful to have something that I can share with people that's tangible and intangible.
Right. Well, awesome, man. Congratulations with this debut EP. It's exciting that the world finally gets to hear your own music instead of the perspective of another artist. So that must be a
Thank
cool
you.
feeling at the same time. And
Yeah.
I really can't pick a favorite out of this, but I do notice that Endless, your vocal range on Endless just makes me want to keep listening to it. So
See,
amazing.
it's just like the song. It's endless. Keep on.
Exactly.
Tell your audience. Come on, just put it on repeat and just go to sleep. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the most complex tracks on the AEP. It has like 150 different tracks on it. So I'm glad you enjoy it because it's really well crafted. I'm proud of that one.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. I'm looking forward to more, man.
All right, Rob. I appreciate the time.